Michelle Graves, your host on today's segment of The Power of Money. I'm glad to have you here. Now, at The Power of Money, we are interested in three things happening. First, we want you to get the necessary education so that you and your family can make the decisions that will impact positively on you in your financial life. The second thing is that you be empowered to prosper. I only want the best for you. And you can only get that if you have education and then the drive to make it happen. And the third thing that is so important to me is that you recognize that life is more than a journey and that you be energized so that you can begin to participate in the truly joyous experience of living. So, here's to empowerment, here's to education, and here's to energy. I'm Michelle Graves, your host, Power of Money. And here we go. And welcome to today's segment of The Power of Money. I'm your host, Michelle Graves, and as always, I'm delighted to be in your world and deeply appreciative of your willingness to be in mine. This next show that I'm getting ready to roll out is amazing. And I say this to all of you that have watched me over the years. I am just always excited when I meet another person who has positivity, energy, success, and is a woman of African descent. And the guest I have for this next hour is truly a remarkable woman. And I have to do her justice by having her participate in this show as a guest. Her name is Sarah Israel, and she is headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, as the CEO of Nature's Outer Beauty Salon, which specializes in locks, as well as braids, and other types of hair designs that go back to the original place known as Africa, where the tradition of braiding and locking spans well over 2,000 years. This is not new, but she has truly established herself in the Cincinnati market and also nationally, which she will talk to you about. Her many, many clients, of which I am one. The hair you're looking at today, she did. So it would not be right if I did not give her venue and interview her and talk to her about her successes as a businesswoman, as a business owner, third generation. Yes, her grandmother, her mother, and now her. That is extraordinary and remarkable. It just is. And because of that, I'm excited to be able to interview her on Zoom and have her to share with you, my listening and viewing audience, about her story, what makes her so unique, and why she has been able to be such a high-powered woman, as well as a woman of tremendous humility. That's what moved me a lot. So without further ado, we're going to try to work through this technology, and I'll be the first to tell you, technology is what it is. And I have an awesome team of people here at DATV who are committed to transmitting efficiently, but please give us some grace here because technology is what it is. Can we go to Zoom and talk to, oh, there you are, you beautiful woman. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Thank you. How are you today?
I am doing great. I am up here with a great team of people. Transmission looks good. You look fabulous. Tell us a little bit about who you are, Sarah Israel, and just about your background and your history. I want my viewers to know a little bit about you.
Okay, thank you. But first, I want to give all praises and credit to the Almighty who's blessed me with talent. He's first, absolutely. Thank you, Yah, hallelujah, for his many blessings. My name is Sarah Israel. I am originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been doing hair. Actually, I started early, about 13 years old, and I found my passion early. And so it's always been my dream to own my own salon. So when I started hair school, it was like, I'm going to have my own salon. And I'm going to employ people and help people be successful. And that dream did come true. I've been owning this salon. I've actually been here since 2003, owning it since 2005. And it's actually just been a blessing, really. I've met so many amazing people. The clients that come here, I think that they're the stars, really. And to be able to, have conversations with people, kind of help people feel beautiful, feel good about themselves. And so when you feel good about yourself, your demeanor is different, the conversation is better. And it's like when they come in here, I tell them, take a little bit of this piece with you. Take it with you and share it out with the world. And I just absolutely love what I do. I love the people that come here, the different styles, the different celebrities that have come through, the regular people, generations. We've had the grandmother, the mother, now the children
Oh, that's
that come and
amazing.
get their hair done. And so it's just beautiful. I love making people love themselves, if that makes sense,
It
and
makes
kind of like
perfect sense.
nursing their confidence, just nursing them into just feeling good about you. You're the only you have. And
You're
so
right.
um, if I can help someone just look in the mirror and smile, like, oh, there she go.
So
And
tell
that's,
me,
that's been a blessing,
so
to,
tell me,
to be able to share that.
who have been some of your most notable celebrities to come in and get the locks? And for people that don't know what locks are, because it's been a lot of controversy, although I don't know why, but can you talk about some of the celebrities that have come through and why they chose to uh, use locks as an expression of who they are and the freedom that they have? Would you speak on that?
Absolutely. I've had wrestlers that come in, Bengals players, White Sox players. We've had people who were executives at BET, just people, they find me. And so in my opinion, I feel like the best people are drawn to this salon because of the energy that we have.
I
And
think you're
so
right.
repeat clients, that come. And definitely the Bengals players, I've just met some amazing people and they've come in this salon. We have pictures and just to be a spot where people are like, oh, I feel normal, even though I'm a celebrity, I feel like I'm a part of the people. And so they feel comfortable when they come. And it's a beautiful feeling to have people with such status to come to Nature's Outer Beauty Salon.
So let me ask you this. Would you please explain to my viewers, white, black, Asian, whomever, what the technique is? And can my producer, before we go back to Miss Israel, can you show me two pictures of two of her clients? One is white and one is African descent. Can we have the ability to show that? Because I think people need to see that.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a minute. Can you show that, Ben? Blank me out and show that. Okay. Well, let's go back then. I wanted them to see two of her creations because they're just so beautiful. But we'll go on back and talk to her about that. Are you there, Sarah?
I'm here. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
yes, let's go back to Zoom. Yeah, I hear you. And I wanted to talk to you about what are locks. And I know in the olden days, locks were kind of like Jamaican male expression, female expression of going back to King Haile Selassie and the liberation of Ethiopia. Um, are you familiar with when locks were like that? That was a political statement.
Actually, locks go even further than that. They're in the Bible.
Oh my
For those who
gosh.
read the Bible. Yes, they're in the Bible. And so King Solomon, if you go to Songs of Solomon, one of the excerpts says his locks are black and bushy as a raven.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yes, they go further back than that. So it's really a part of our culture, um, dating way back,
I mean, King
way back.
Solomon
And
is, that's
and
2,000
Samson,
plus years.
he had 7 locks. You know,
7.
they got cut off, but there was power and strength in his locks. And so it goes even deeper than today's time. It's dated way back. And
My
so
goodness.
just knowing that connection to our hair and to the Bible and locks and having that as the connection, that's a beautiful thing. Like, no, it's way further than what we know now. But yeah, it's definitely a power connection with our hair. And
It
so tapping into knowing what your power is and seeing, hey, sometimes in that short phase, you'll see some of them stick up. That's our antennas, that connection. And so, yes, they date way further than that. They're actually biblical.
that is powerful. So King Solomon had locks?
Yes, he did. And they were
Oh my
black and
gosh.
bushy as a raven.
Oh my gosh. That's good to know. So do you mind explaining to people, because I have a hard time explaining to people that it is a technique. Our hair is like this anyway, but how you bring it out is your expertise. Can you speak on that?
Sure. So the different techniques, there's so many different techniques actually. It depends on if the client is active, if they're swimmers, if they like to work out, different techniques that I would use just so that their money can go a little bit further. So there's interlocking, there's instant locking, there's comb twist, there's double strands, there's you can crochet them. It really just depends on the client. But either way, just going and learning what the cylinder or the way that the hair grows, you want to just follow that pattern. So when you go with the flow, your locks will grow.
And I tell you, my locks, under your help, are now midway down my back. I have never had my hair grow so fast once the chemicals and the things that we use to straighten our hair, the sodium hydroxide, that is toxic. Many Caucasians are not aware that African descent people have to apply lye to their hair for it to look straight. And that lye applied to the scalp not only burns, but it is now being linked to brain damage in our brain area, where the lye penetrates into the skin. Are you aware of that?
Absolutely. The skin is the largest organ on the body. So anything that penetrates through that, that's going in your bloodstream, that's going in your brain, all that. And so the chemicals is dangerous. And so when I went to school, I decided then, I'm like, I want to do natural hair. I want to beautify us naturally. Our hair can do so many things, and little do people know you can actually straighten your natural hair with regular products, with, professional products, of
Right.
course. But your hair can look like it's been relaxed without having a relaxer. And so the press outs, a lot of people get the, blowout and stuff like that, where the blow dryer is straightening, doing most of the straightening. And then you go in with a hot tool or a flat iron and press it out, and it's silky, it's bouncy, it's still beautiful. And any way that we wear our hair is actually beautiful. You don't, you know, we want to, some people are professionals, so they have to kind of do certain things to blend in and fit in and not be so, I guess, aggressive.
I
But
don't know.
even, it can
Okay.
be intimidating. But
Right.
with having any way that we wear our hair. You don't have to have a chemical because the damage, a lot of people don't know that when you have, say if you take high blood pressure medicine or anything, well, that extra chemical with those chemicals internally can actually make the hair start snapping off because it's now doubly chemically dependent.
Oh my
And so
God.
when people stop, women will notice. They stop, oh, I stopped getting a relaxer, now my hair is breaking off. Well, your hair is chemically dependent. And so just like a drug addict,
Oh,
your hair is dependent on this drug, which is the relaxer. That's why some people call it creamy crack. It's for the hair. Your hair is actually addicted to this chemical. And when you stop giving it to it, it's doing withdrawals and start breaking. So you see that line of demarcation where the relaxer was and then the natural hair is, and it starts to snap off in those areas because it's not getting that drug anymore. And
well,
so the best part of having natural hair and being natural hair is your hair can actually, it really can grow.
I'm
It can
telling you,
grow.
Sarah, look at my hair. Look at what you have done for me. And I'm going to be very open with all of you all. I am a financial professional, 40 plus years. I kept my hair in that straightened, chemically relaxed mode for 40 plus years. And I made a decision because I started wearing wigs because I got tired of the chemicals and that you go into. And this is something white women are not aware of. When I told my white girlfriends, I said, do you know what we go through to look like you with straight hair? And I said, it's killing us. And they were like, we didn't know, do you? And I'm like, I am. So 2 years ago, I made the transition. I'm not saying it was easy because I went through all what will people think, but you know what? It doesn't matter what people think when you got cancer from this stuff going in your brain and when you're
Right.
all cutie pied and you're in a box. So I'm just saying from my personal experience and seeing, and I thank my daughter, Maya Richardson, who's in the entertainment business, and she got locks, multicolored locks to her waist. But she told me several years ago, she said, you're going to get over this. I'm telling you because I know you, and you're going to make a change. And so little by little, I made the change, and then she referred me through one of her peers in New York City to you. And the rest is history. So thank you, Sarah.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. My
Thank you
pleasure.
so. I'm not kidding you. Can we go back to Zoom? I want to ask a couple of questions as well. So when you are looking at your going backward and looking at your life and looking at the things that have happened to you to bring you to where you are today, and who knows how much further you're going because you're a young woman, but what would you attribute your success to? Because so many people do watch my show.
I would attribute my success to definitely my prayer life first because I actually prayed for this location, this spot, and I wanted his spirit to dwell wherever I was at. And so that people could actually come in and feel that peace, feel that presence. Perseverance definitely is a part of that. And non-stoppedness. You can't stop. I have people that depends on me. And so with having that, that's my wind beneath my wings that help me to fly, to know that, okay, this is that lifeboat. It has been a lifeboat for my family. And so definitely having that vision early on and just being willing to get up every single day and push towards that dream. So if someone has something that they're dreaming of, it hasn't quite manifested yet, keep going. Keep striving because it will happen. You putting in the work and you working on yourself so that when you get to that position of being who you're supposed to be, you've done the work. You've persevered, you pushed through, and you've been resilient. So I think those are some great things that has helped, and having coaches and having people to pour into me like yourself. Having you are amazing. Yes,
Oh,
you are
no,
amazing.
no, you're
Yes.
embarrassing me.
And so just having being able to sit at your feet, as one of my elders and someone who has had success, who traveled the world, and giving your insight. And I always say my elders are like the librarians of life. If you sit at their feet, you can definitely get a great story. And so just having my elders and having, my grandmother and my mom and my father and my siblings, everybody who's pushed and been that win. So just having that support system, I think, has help being successful, being willing to try new things. Because when I started, there were not, I don't know any lock salon that started when I started out. So it's kind of like I'm a grandmother of lock in this area. And so it's okay to be first sometimes. If that's your vision, go forward. And I think just being a visionary has helped as well, because I see that there was a need and no one was filling that need. So I decided to step in and be the one to be the solution for natural hair and for locks.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm saying that I know you've put in all these years, but you are officially on the cutting edge, Sarah Israel, of a national movement of people who are of African descent in the United States, as well as white people, because you have white people coming in as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, all nationalities.
All nationalities. Oh,
I have Mexican people, Caucasian. I have majority of my clients are black people. But I mean, hair is hair, and if they want it, just like if you go to a pizza shop, you're not gonna not give them a pizza because they're different nationality.
are you right?
No, you're in business to do business, and so people find me, and um, all walks of life. Really, I've had a samurai. He only had one lock, but he came here to let me really do his one lock, and I'm like, you like one of the little guys in the Chinese movie? He just laughed like, but just the one little lock. So I mean, I meet some amazing people, and so yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you want locks, you can have locks.
I
So, but
totally get
majority of
it.
my clients are of my people, but I do all.
Well, I will say this, and it's an immeasurable compliment, because I have posted your pictures every time you do my hair, and I tell folks, don't hate me because I look fine. But I'm just saying that, at my age, to see this emerging as the predominant movement. And I will also say that one of your friendly competitors in New York City, Thando, and I talked to him the other day because I really want to see. I was not aware that the state of New York is trying to legislate locks and require locticians to go through beauty school and all of this. And he shared with me his thoughts, because he's totally against the legislation, because he feels that, this is a cultural thing. And now that you told me about King Solomon and all the things that have happened, I'm like, come on, what can you speak to that?
As far as King Solomon having locks,
No, as far as legislation to regulate you all.
it's a money thing.
I know
That's
it
what I
is.
look at it.
It's a
It's
money
definitely a
thing.
money thing. But I'm thinking if someone they already doing it. They already know how to do it. It's naturally in us. So why do we have to because even though I have my cosmetology license, my managerial license, all these different licenses, I didn't learn Locs until I was on my own. I didn't even learn this in
Wow.
school. And so this is something culturally that, being raised as a Hebrew Israelite, this was a part of our culture naturally. And so if you already have the skill set, why do I have to unlearn what I already learned, know what I know? I'm already an expert, but you want me to go into your system to learn what I already know? Doesn't make sense. You guys want money. Just say that you want money.
Well, they're not going to say
That's
they
what it
want
boils down
money.
to. That's
Not
what
in
it boils
America.
down to. You guys want money, okay? But we
Okay.
already have these skills. We already know these skills. It's in us. So why do we really have to be regulated by something that you don't even know what to do about? They don't even have the skills to teach you on how to do what our natural culture is. So it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
I was so astounded because many years ago, I used to do continuing ed classes for one of the major hair companies, African American hair companies, Bronner Brothers. And I was saying then, I said, there is going to come a time before I leave this earth when we as a people, as a tribe, are going to go back to our roots and identify healthy, clean living, healthy, clean food, healthy, clean lifestyles, healthy, clean families, and healthy, clean hair. Because all those glues and pomades and chemicals, so that we could actually look acceptable to Caucasians. I just said to myself, and I said to my students, there will come a day where we're going to say, I don't think so. And we're going to move on to a different way of life, a different consciousness and energy that is going to support our people. And
Yeah.
without being derogatory to other people, but just saying, this is who I am. This is how my hair grows. It's what I look like. If your hair grows straight, that's fine. If your hair is curly, that's fine. But this is what I do. What are your thoughts on that?
As far as us, that's a good thing. Because even biblically, there's a dietary law for clean eating. There's a clothing law for clean clothing, where as far as wearing 100% clothing, as far as vegetables and different things, that it's a law to go by that. And that is fantastic. We need to have everything structured back properly how it was, because we've been pretty much destroyed by being under the foot of our enemy. And so when we do revert back and go back to our naturalness and go back to how it's supposed to be structured, it's going to be a whole different level, because as Black people or melanated people, we are right now the tail, but we've been the head. We've been the beginning. We're only under a punishment because of our disobedience to the Creator. But once you return back to Him and you do what He said and said it how it's supposed to be, oh, it's going to be back in order. It must be back in order, because right now it's out of order. And so even with us being out of order, people still follow us. With the sagging pants, that's out of order.
It
But look
is.
at around the world. They're still doing it because what? We made it popular. No. But when we stop accepting things that's not of righteousness, we can't help but return back to what is good, to what is natural, to what is in balance and what is correct. And so I'm excited. I'm
Me
excited to
too.
see us revert and go back to how we're supposed to be, where the man is the head. He do his thing. The women, we help him on his dream, and we make it all happen together. Yes, we need that. Our children are out of order because it's out of order. And we got to get back in order. Absolutely. And when it do, the whole world is going to be in order, because we are back in position to put it back in order. So
That
I'm in
I mean,
in
I'm going to
agreement
clap
with
too. I'm
that.
going to clap too. I'm
Yes,
going to clap. I'm
to
going to
put
clap
that in
too.
order. Yes.
Because I tell you, Sister Sarah, we are out of order, if I may be so direct. And we know it. We know it. The world knows it. I mean, we really,
Hmm.
we are out of order. And like I was sharing with a friend, to watch Ukraine being decimated on television, real time, out of order, to see our children killing each other and having no understanding of proper parenting, what it is like to be a child, out of order. When we see
Yes.
grown people cursing and behaving emotionally disconnected from life itself, dead, low energy, out of order. So when I
Mhm.
see, and spring is always a blessing for me, and now we're into spring, and I see the great plan of the universe, which is despite everything, flowers are still sprouting.
Yes.
Trees
And
are
the real New Year.
still blossoming.
Yes.
Animals are coming out and looking around. And I have a comfort in knowing that despite the insanity that we are watching, that as our people begin to take the leadership and the lead in getting
Yes.
ourselves in order, and I didn't say it was going to be easy, and I didn't say it was going to be simple, but I do know that when you have enough people saying the same thing at the same time, things begin to shift. And again,
Absolutely.
no disparaging any other people. I tell them, do you, but be aware that I am very much aware, and I am going to do me. What are your thoughts?
The best part of that is when you do you, you learn to love you.
Yes.
And when we love each other, we do better. And when we speak life over each other, life begins to bloom. So we have to undo that Willie Lynch that 400 years ago, however long it was, to put each other against each other, to know that we're not each other's enemy, that we are
Right.
in this together. And so if I could see beauty in you and you could see beauty in me, and we speak to each other's beauty, guess what? Two candles have been lit. And now we can light two more candles. And those four candles can now make eight. And we can continue to duplicate our greatness and it's found on it. But if you are not being you, you pretending to be somebody else, that's not gonna work because you was designed to be you. And there's nothing wrong with being you. Just be the best you that you can be and ask for that guidance because we are the clay and for the Almighty to shape us into what He designed us to be, which was great. We were
Yes.
designed to be great. And so that's why we go through so much to even get to that next step, or are we this far behind? But honey, when we get it, oh, we got it. And we
Oh, yes.
mastered it. And we do what it do. And it's okay with being great. So yes, I see greatness in you and I see greatness in our people. That's why we push so hard to encourage each other, to motivate each other and inspire each other that, you great. Go
I,
shine.
I
And
love it.
one thing
Go
about
shine. I
where
love
if we're
it.
all diamonds, if we're
I
all
love it.
diamonds, to
I'm
know
so, oh
that
my God.
sometimes cubic zirconia will show up. It sparkles, it shines, but it's not valuable. Diamonds sparkle, shine, and have value. But one extra thing is that you went through the pressure to shine. So it's okay to be a diamond, and you deserve that right.
I think that is so powerful. What are some of the other attributes? Because God didn't just gift you in terms of being a loctician and clearly a woman of great power of speech, but what are some of the other talents that you think He has given you as well that you are now opening up?
Oh, well, a lot. He's given me a lot, and I'm very, very, very thankful and very humbled by it. Singing is one, writing. I've been in the movie acting. I'm learning how to play the harp now.
You're learning how
I'm
to play the
actually,
harp?
yes.
Woo, that's awesome.
So the harp, definitely, I'm painting, just doing things I love. Motivation, I think, is one of my key things I am yet to discover. But I think one of the one of the attributes would be happiness.
Ah,
Restoring happiness and joy, and so that's contagious as well. To have that good vibration, um, promotion, just promoting other people, and yeah, singing and hair came at the same time, and that was
yes.
like when I was 13. So they kind of been hand in hand my whole life.
That is that
But
is
yeah,
that is
he's given me a lot
beautiful.
of things.
Well, don't forget jewelry, because I got two pieces.
Just
I
being an
do.
artist, if that just sums it up, being an
Ah,
artist.
but you know that creative expression has to find a home in our hearts because art is so pure and it comes from the heart. And I don't have the gift of painting, but I do have the gift of art appreciation. And I don't like dark colors. I like vibrant blues and golds and pinks and those kinds of things. Those make me, and white. I wear white a lot because that's pure. But I must tell you, the two pieces of jewelry I got from you, I have had other people ask me if I'd sell them. And I'm like, no, I'm not. This is me. I'm not selling that. But I wanted to thank you for pouring into people in terms of the creativity, even in terms of the hair expression, because everybody that I've observed in your salon leaves with a different hair expression. How do you get inspired to do that? Would you speak on that?
Absolutely. Actually, I pray first and pray for what that each person needs. And so every style is different. I haven't repeated any styles. And I've been doing hair for a long while. But the inspiration comes from the creator. He helps me be creative. And so I'm like, God in my hands. And he does. And you all come out absolutely fabulous. So
Yes,
I'm just
we
a steward.
do.
I'm just a steward.
I know that's a beautiful way to look at your craft as well as your purpose, because I do not believe that the great and mighty sovereign God does things arbitrarily and happenstance. I believe that everything that occurs that's from him is going to be good, perfect, abundant, and pleasurable because that's his nature. Now, there's the other side of the fence as well, which is the dark side. And people have to be extremely careful not to get stuck in their emotional entanglements that many times have to deal with how they were raised and their parents and whatnot. What are your thoughts on that from working with all these people in their hair?
The key is, for me, has to be, it starts at the Shampoo Bowl.
Okay.
And so with that, and even in here, I've noticed I've had a few people that came in with dark energy, but they could not stay.
Ooh,
They couldn't stay. They couldn't stay. And I was okay with that. I'm
I
like,
know you were.
no. Sometimes
Bye
I wouldn't even have to
bye.
say anything. They take that with you.
Right. Take that
Take
with
your
you
time. You
out the
go ahead and
door.
go here and go.
Go.
We don't need your money.
No.
We don't want that energy at all. And so it starts, as soon as they start walking in the door, that energy meets them. And I've had people like, oh, never been here. Like, wow, the energy in here is so good. And I've had people, well, you might want to call them a gangster,
Yep.
but they come in and take a nap. They feel safe. And so most people, if they in that kind of lifestyle, they looking around and, just making sure everything is copacetic. But they come in here and just feel peace and take a
Mm,
nap. I'm like, did they just go to sleep? They went to sleep. Okay.
that's
Evidently, you needed
good.
a nap and you needed that peace. So from coming in and then starting at that shampoo bowl with that water, water is tranquility, it's healing, it's relaxing. And so doing that shampoo with the right temperature, sometimes I like to call it the hair shower. You
Uh-huh.
get in that shower and that water just feels so good, and you just hit that scalp with the right temperature, and it's just letting it all go. Let that go down the bowl. Let that, ease at this moment. I say, even in this moment, be present, be here.
Mm,
So you're letting that water hit, and you got the right essential oils and the right scents and that scalp manipulation and person to person touch. With the COVID, people like, oh, don't touch me, don't. This is still a person to person type of business, and so with that human touch, you still get that energy to transfer. You like using your hands with that good energy to go into that scalp and manipulate that scalp and help those nerve endings. And at that moment, you like breathe a little bit with the
yes.
lavender spray coming down and just melting down.
Yes.
Breathe a little bit,
You're
and then the
making me feel
peppermint.
good, Sarah. You too. I'm getting ready to fall asleep on set. I'm not kidding
Yes.
you, but I will tell you, I'm a great believer in energy.
Yes.
We know that the God of the universe is energy. We know that He's at a certain level, and some of us can move into that level, and most of us should desire to move there because
Mm.
that's where you will find your peace and your rest and your joy. It will
Yes.
not be about frantic, everything, stress, money. It really begins with understanding not only who you are, but where you came from, and that all
Mm-hmm.
of us have a divinely set purpose. All of us. Now, why some get it and some don't globally, I don't know. I've been in different countries, different cultures, and again, it's not an easy thing to do, but you can get that peace of mind and just joy and happiness for life. You can. When I look at
Yes.
children and how innocent the little ones, too, and they're just all over the place. They're so happy. And I said, because they
Mm-hmm.
came from heaven, folks, because it's happy there. But what are your thoughts on energy? As because you are touching people's brains, you know that.
Mm-hmm. And that crown chakra too. That top of the head is that crown chakra.
Yes.
And so having I always want my energy to be good and positive energy, And so little do people know when people come to us, honey, we're like the therapist,
I
we're
know.
the soundboard, we're so we have to be careful with our energy as well to make sure that we're not carrying people's burdens, but to be that safe place if they need us and when they need us. And so I've had people who just needed to talk.
Mm,
Sometimes people need to just talk and just let it out. And like, you know what? And just letting them know, like, you're safe. You're safe. Let it out.
mm.
And sometimes they need a hug at the end, and you just hug them and you just let them know we with you. Might be going through something right now, but together we get through it. And so I always tell my people I have two shoulders and two ears. So if you need me to hear you, I can hear you. You need my shoulder to crown, I have two of them. Just choose one. And so I've seen people come in down and leave up. So
That
happy,
is
so relieved, and just like,
beautiful.
thank you so much. I just need somebody to talk to. I understand. Now you look beautiful. and you got that off your chest, you breathed a little, got your hot towel and all that, just take this energy with you. You left that when it went down the shampoo bowl, that's gone. Now carry this on and continue to build on to this positivity. And that's a part of I think why people do, they come back to know that they're safe and energy. That's why I say I want my energy in here to be great. So when people, as soon as they hit the door, if it's not right, it won't stay. But
Well,
so
give
far,
me,
so many people, they fit right on in and they feel appreciated and accepted. So,
I feel when I come
mhm.
there, Sarah, I feel like I'm enveloped in love, without judgment, without conditions. I just feel like I'm just in a happy, loving, and warm place. And I have met, to your credit, I have met so many interesting people over there. I mean, like, wow, just interesting people, because I love to hear what other people are doing with their lives and in their lives and their families, and that's my happy space. You know, I want to make sure you're okay, and it has been so wonderful. But I need you to give a phone number, because we haven't said anything about how people can even reach you.
Absolutely. Well, we have a website. It's www.naturesoutdoorbeautysalon.com. And the direct number is 513-351-7111. So they
Can you
can
say
look
it
at the
again?
website, check out our reviews. We're like maybe a few stars away from a 5-star review. But yeah, feel free to check out our website. We have amazing products that we promote, the Soul Purpose products. We have jewelry, we have hair wraps and headbands, we have vitamins. We have, this is really, I like to call it my little healing center. And so
But it
we
is.
have a lot of things to offer, whatever it may be, essential oils, the amazing, you smell the product. And of course, we're promoting your shea butter as well,
Thank
so people who
you.
know. That's why you
Well,
look so amazing.
it's an amazing,
Yes.
amazing oil. It is, and I'm grateful for that 20+ year journey, and for
Yes.
the opportunity for to be able to have you use it as well. That means a whole lot to me in terms of
Yes.
cleanliness, and just knowing that the hands that made that particular oil are all holy hands. They're not manufactured steel. They're women's hands that have handled and manufactured the product. And of course, I'm a female, and I'm responsible for making sure that it gets into the right hands in the United States. So I am honored, and I'm also pleased that you're involved with the one company that I really like. That you, what is it called? What is it? Give me the name. It's called,
Hmm.
huh?
Longevity.
Longevity.
Yes.
Longevity is the gentleman that started Longevity is oh my gosh, he is a brilliant man.
Yes.
He is.
Started out.
And I have
Yes.
watched him and monitored him, and I was so surprised when I saw that you were also affiliated with him, because he's nothing but positive. Nothing but.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and totally credentialed as a doctor. Totally credentialed, knows exactly what he's talking about. And so, again, I think that as we look at where your life has evolved and as it continues to evolve, Sarah Israel, doctor of hair, doctor of love, doctor of caring. I just think that's so absolutely powerful. Are there any thoughts that you would like to give to this generation of young people? Because never have I been confounded like I am today with this generation. I don't know if they're just dealing with the sins of their parents and grandparents. I don't know what, but I do know that we're entering into Very, very challenging times, and young people are going to have a hard time. That's my opinion. What are yours?
I am in agreement. The thing is, we need our elders. You all play a great part in the development of our people. The children need to learn definitely respect. That has been lost some kind of way.
I don't
But if
know.
we can get that back to have that direct respect, that appreciation for the ones who went before us, to build on the shoulders of the ones who've gone before us, so we can go further. We have to get off these TikToks and all this
Oh
stuff
my
and start
God.
reading and start applying knowledge, acquire knowledge, sitting at the feet of our elders. You guys, you are the librarians, and we need that so that we don't repeat what has happened. And so the youth, I'm not going to ever give up on them because they are next.
Yes.
It's just having the right ones come so that we can cultivate and allow them to be groomed and just share that love. Some of them just don't know what love is. And so the respect has gone. And it's like, oh, I'm about it. I'm ready to. You don't have to even be like that. You don't have
Right.
to be like that. Not until it's necessary. When it's
Right.
necessary, then yes, we need you to turn up.
Right. Right.
In the
Right.
time of right now, we really we need every level. We need our elders, we need the ones in between, and we need our youth. We need the whole nation. We need us all. Because if you being hopeless for the youth, then what do your future really hold? So we
And you,
can't
you
give up
said
on
it.
them. We
You,
can't
we
give
we
up on
can't.
them.
We
And
can't.
we have to still, hey, young man, pull your pants up. That's they know. They come here, that's unacceptable in here. Now, what you do out there, that's your business. But when you come in here, respect. Pull your pants up. We don't want to see your underwear.
No.
Actually, if
Yeah.
the young girls stop accepting it, they won't do it because it's like, I'm not talking your pants hanging down.
Right.
No, we have to upgrade what we accept. And so I wouldn't suggest giving up on the children. Don't give up on the youth because they are next. They just have to be guided and taught the correct way. That's that part of getting back in order.
Right.
And once we get, they're going to be in order. We all need structure. So with having that structure and having everything in its proper place, they'll get back in order. They'll
I am
see
so,
that
I'm
that's,
encouraged to hear
that's
that.
life and on its way to do other things, to be productive and to be successful. So we just have to give them the alternate of what's been shown, and it'll get better. I think it'll get better. In my own opinion, that there's still some youth that that definitely need some guidance, and if they get the proper guidance, there will be phenomenal people. And so we can't give up on them. I'm
Well,
not giving up on y'all.
oh no, no. I'm not giving up on them either because we won't have anybody to take care of us as we move into the category of elderly. And I
Right.
mean, if at the point there's no respect and no accountability, then it gets to be a little bit different. But I did read in your bio about your being involved in a organization, perhaps, that works with convicts, ex-convicts. Are you still involved
Yes.
with that? Yeah, talk to me
Hmm.
about that in the remaining time we have left, because that
Sure.
is very powerful.
Well, it's a program that is actually going to be a book as well as a program connecting ex-cons to icons. And so it's called convicted2connected.com. And so what we're doing is we're teaching ex-cons how to trade forex, how to work on their personal credit, how to work on personal business loans and personal loans all together. And so my goal is to connect those convicts with ex-cons who are already being successful in that area. And so most people, well, a lot of people, they go to jail because they're trying to provide for their family.
Yes.
And so in order for them to stay out, they're businessmen. They just doing it a different way.
Right,
So if
right,
you can give
right.
them the proper way on how to connect with people who are already doing something positive, they want to provide for their family. Here's a way to provide for your family. Here's a way to get your credit together. Here's a way for you to, once you get your credit together, to earn money, learn money, and then use money for your real estate, and also the money to deposit for what you need. It's pretty much getting your whole life together. And so my goal is to help connect the convict ex-cons to become icons. And so we have a connecting program that will help, pretty much guide those people into having success. They're doing amazing in that program. And so, yes, connect, convicted to connect.
I think that is truly, truly, when I saw that, I said, that resonates because there's so many men in our country who have been incarcerated and then are completely blocked from going into certain industries. They cannot get life insurance, which I think is absolutely horrible. Life insurance carriers will not insure an ex-felon, period. And yeah, and you and I know the biggest con men, if they could go to jail, are on Wall Street. But they have all of this money, they have all these things, and everybody says, well, because they make money, they're good. And I'm like, no, just because they make money just means they make money. Okay, enjoy the ride, because the end of the ride, there is a consequence. There you are accountable, and you will be accountable. But I have so enjoyed interviewing you. Our time is up. Would you please give us where we can find you before we close off on today's session?
Absolutely. Well, if you'd like to follow me, you can go to naturesouterbeautysalon.com. You can call our phone number at 513-351-7111. I'm on Facebook under Sarah Israel, and I look forward to meeting you and talking to you and just seeing how we can help you on your hair journey or your vitamin journey or whatever journey it is. Hopefully I can be the plug to plug you to where you need to go.
Sarah Israel, a remarkable woman. Thank you all for being a part of my world as I interviewed this woman who keeps my hair right. And I really do mean it. She keeps it right. So I say this because so many of you in these difficult times need to have a word of encouragement, need to see other people who are following a path of honor and integrity and character. And that could be and that should be you. So on today's segment of The Power of Money with Sarah Israel, I'm your host, as always, Michelle Graves, the Money Lady, for over 40 years now. And I thank you for being a part of my world. And in closing out, God bless you richly today. Bye-bye.